everybody, Kevin from Ocean Janitors. Hope everyone's doing good. Hey, I got a great video for you today. We got a little bit of everything today. We've got anything from crown of thorns, rubbish cleanup, fishing line cleanup. We even got some animals in there, some cool little creatures in there. So we got a little bit of everything. So hope you guys really enjoy this video today. We've had a lot going on, so what I did was I just threw everything into one video to try to capture everything that we've been doing lately. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this. Hey, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hey, and if you guys enjoy our videos, you like what we do, please help us out. You can donate to our nonprofit, Ocean Janitors, at paypal.com or at Venmo. And you can find those links in the description. And we greatly appreciate it. It helps us to keep doing what we're doing, helps us to keep moving forward. So hey, you guys take care. Hope you have a great day. Enjoy the video, and God bless. Yes, so we don't waste any time. Starting it off with a Pringles box, Pringles bottle. Get down there and get that out. Cleaning up the kai, cleaning up the ocean. And we're in about 10, 15 feet of water, so it's not all that deep. And here's some nice, beautiful tropical fish. And if you look right there in the middle of your screen, you'll see a porcupine fish. Go, buddy, go. Yeah, they're so fun. Got a can out, all full of sand. Get that baby out and go out and recycle it. This was a beautiful day, nice and calm. A little bit of rough water, not too bad, nothing we can't handle. And now we go straight to the coral heads and we start cleaning all the fishing line off of those corals. If I can find my scissors. There we go. So we use surgical scissors where we can get in there and meticulously cut these out so we don't damage the coral any more than necessary. And we've covered this in previous videos, but some might say, well, why do you have to get that out? Why don't you just leave it there? Well, for one, we want the coral to have a fighting chance to come back, and maybe it will. But not only that, we don't want fish eating that line. We don't want turtles eating that line, because that is not very good for them at all. So yeah, we got to get it out. You never know what kind of surprises you might see on this video, because we got a little bit of everything like we talked about before. So hang in there. I hope you guys enjoy it. Look at all that fishing line. And now this section right here, you're going to see a lot of different coral heads that we got fishing line off of. This is again, it's about 10 or 15 feet of water. In the winter time, there is no way I'd be able to float right where I'm at. I would be probably killed because I'd be slammed up against those rocks. But it's pretty calm, but you can still see that I'm kind of being pushed around a little bit. And so it's pretty calm for the time of year it is, but I'm telling you, in the winter time, there's no way to be able to do that. So this is the perfect opportune time to get in there and get all that fishing line off of those corals, and everyone's happy. And as you're gonna see, I go from one coral head to another coral head. There are just a bunch of them that we get them all cleaned up. And there's another one. So some might think that that's the same one looped over and over and over, but it's not. That is absolutely different coral heads each time. I'm holding on because it was kind of pushing me around a little bit. Get it all out. Look at that. It's all entwined in that coral head. Very nice. Off to the next one. This one was really entangled. Now the fish or turtles can eat it. They can also get tangled up in this stuff too. So we've seen turtles getting tangled up, and so we definitely don't want that to happen. Off to the next one. Now here we go. We found this one, and if you notice, I'm staying far away. Well, there's a reason. Normally I would go down and cut that, but I just yanked it out because there was an eel down there. There was a big old eel, and I wasn't going to go anywhere near him. So he can have his little hole, and I won't bug him. Never know what you're going to find. There's a bolt. Hope someone didn't lose that off their engine. And this is the invasive species roundup that we did, the roys. We're getting the roys out. And so, beautiful day. This is a separate day. And yeah, we're gonna go get it done. Putting in the work. This was a collaboration with the CBSFA. We had a really good turnout. We were able to get some roys out. Had a great time. Super calm water. I've actually seen waves come up over that rock right there. You're seeing? Yeah, it can get a little rough right here. And here's what we like to see, a beautiful coral head. This is just a gorgeous coral head. Very healthy. Here's a coral head that has been killed by a crown of thorns. We talked about that in other videos about bleaching. They go down there and then they just kill them. And then here's us putting that X in one of the crown of thorns. This is a different area that we went to. So we're kind of jumping around in this video, a bunch of different things. So hold on. You never know what you're going to see next. There's a nudie branch. Those things are so cool. Little sea slugs, if you will. Very cool. And here's just a bunch of line that's all wrapped up in the coral. And these areas right here in particular are areas that we've gone to multiple times. So this right here explains the importance of going back to the same areas over and over and over. It's not good enough just to go one time. You've got to go constantly. And so we try to make our way over there as often as we possibly can. But if you look and see what I'm grabbing out of there, look at that. Just grabbing handfuls of fishing line, handfuls of sinkers, handfuls of fishing equipment. So that's why it's important for us to keep doing what we're doing. It's important for us to keep going to the same places over and over. And that's why we do it. Look at all that fishing line entwined around that coral. Man. Hopefully that coral will come back to life. If nothing else, the turtles won't be eating it. And there's another one. And this particular day, we we were just hitting one coral head after another, one coral head after another, just filled with fishing line. And you can see, I'm gonna go down there and find a big piece of line that is laid down over the coral. Look at that. It'll choke out the coral. We're trying to make the coral healthy. The coral dies, everything dies. So that's why we do what we do. Look at that big chunk of fishing line. We are meticulous. We do our best not to break the coral. Sometimes it's just so brittle that there's nothing you can do about it. I have a video coming up that you'll see where the coral's not even attached. It's just being held up by fishing line. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. There's a sinker, bunch of little fish stalking me there. Off to the next one. Again, one right after another. Just tons of fishing line. I'm pointing out, there's another one. Let's go get some more. Funny thing about this day, when I first got to this spot, I thought, wow, maybe I'm not going to see anything today. Well, was I wrong? My bag's already full, and we're still pulling up stuff. I could have stayed out there probably another hour and just kept pulling stuff up, but eventually we run out of air, so that would be a bad idea. Let's go get some more. Big old handful of fishing line. And here's a turtle. The reason why we do what we do, keep them from eating that fishing line. Come on, little guy, we just want to take your picture, that's all. Maybe he's camera shy. Who knows? I hope you appreciate the beauty of these turtles as much as I do. They're so majestic. Look at how they just glide through the water effortlessly. So cool. The reason why we put these in, because they're just awesome. Hey, we finally caught up with you. How's it going, buddy? Yes, sir. Off to the next section. Enjoying the tropical fish. This is a devil scorpion fish. These things will mess you up. They're very venomous. You don't want to step on one of these guys. Hope you see them right down there in the middle. Yeah, this was a big one. Stay away. Okay, and this is what happens when kids at the wharf get a hold of your camera equipment and start messing with it. There's no telling what's going to happen. What's funny about this, I didn't even know that he had hit the record button. And so we were just recording everything. So there's a nice video of my pressure gauge and my leg. I left that in there because I thought it was so funny. And here he goes again. He grabbed my camera, and I figured, hey, I got a free camera guy. Might as well use him. Just putting on my red lens. Let him take some shots for me. I didn't even have to pay him a dime. He actually did pretty good right there. So again, I didn't even know this camera was on. That's what's so funny about it. Kids are hilarious. Just discovering new things, and then he wants to take video of my equipment there. So there's us, and then my equipment. Beautiful. Give a little shout out to Aqualung. And you think he's done? Nope, not yet. Let's take some more. Oh man, I hope you guys enjoy that. It cracked me up. Kids are so fun. They're so funny. So they're so curious. So he was going through all my stuff trying to figure out what was going on. So very cool. Maybe someday he'll be scuba diving with us. That would be just fine with me. Aloha. And this video is just something you never know when you might find bricks. I mean, geez, find cinder blocks down there. Never know. And this is something you don't want to get tangled up in. Here's a jellyfish. Yeah, that would make it a bad day to run into that. So we stayed away, but we wanted to make sure that we videoed it for you. And here's Regina down at the bottom here. She's probably about 8 feet down, if that, collecting glass, getting the glass out. And a lot of times we will leave the glass in there, but this is in an area where a lot of kids swim, and so we want to make sure we get it out, keep them safe. So, and Regina's getting in on the action. She's getting some line off the coral heads. A lot of times you guys see me, you don't see her because I got my head down working, and if it wasn't for Regina, we wouldn't get half the footage that we get. But got to get her in there every once in a while. I'd probably get more views if I would film her more. So here we go. Let's get those likes up. Let's get those shares up. We'll get her in here a little bit more. You can put a note in the comment there and say, hey, look, we want more Regina in the videos. I'll understand. This is a rock mover fish, and these they're really small, and then they actually get pretty good size. And what's amazing is to actually watch them move rocks. And I've watched them do it, and it's absolutely incredible. So it's wild. Yep, and here's that Pringles bottle, and here's the most epic coral heads I've seen in a really long time. This was just awesome. So I wanted to throw that in there because it's so beautiful. It's in pretty shallow water, so it's got this purple tint on it to protect it from the sun. So it's just absolutely beautiful. What a beautiful coral head. Wow. Love it. Here we go, back to getting fishing line out. Tons of fishing line, tons of fishing line. We try not to show the same things over and over and over, but it's what we find. We show what we find, and a lot of what we find is this right here. And so we want to make sure to get the word out. We want to make sure to get video out of what we're seeing, because from the top side you don't see this stuff, but when we're down there we see it everywhere. Fishing sinker, fishing line, look at that. Wow, that's a lot of line. Sinkers, someone lost their snorkel. If it's yours, you can have it back, just claim it. We don't show everything we get. Oh, and here we go. Look at what I found, guys. You gotta check this out. We got our new boat. So excited to introduce you to our free boat. Yeah. Found it on the side of the road. All we need is a trailer. All we need is a motor. About $60,000 to get her seaworthy. Nah, we're just having a little fun. Someday we'll get a boat. And here goes Regina back at it. You know, she is an actual nurse, so she knows how to use those scissors. So she's probably more meticulous than I am, but I do my best. She sure looks better doing it than I do, so. Now, if you agree with that, be careful. Don't be too mean. Wow. Here's a bunch of fishing line that we got out. You can see there's rolls of it. You're going to see some of those rolls pretty soon in this video, that we had to keep rolling it up, and we'll explain that when we get there. Yes, beautiful day. Hawaii, gotta love it. Back at it. More coral heads with tons of fishing line just wrapped around them. And look at how crystal clear that water is. So beautiful. We want to keep it that way. To the next one. You can see my bag there, how much is already in that bag. And it gives you a really good idea of just how much we pull out. I could probably go to the same spot and pull out the same amount. That's why we got to keep doing it. Beautiful tropical fish, beautiful topography. And this is the one I was telling you about, where the coral was just hanging there. It was actually just dangling. It was only being held up by the fishing line. So what I did was cut the fishing line out. I was very careful about what that is it's a finger coral. And so I cut all the line off of that finger coral and then went down and tried to find a safe place to plant it. So that's what I'm doing there, but got to get the fishing line off first. And hopefully it will be okay. Hopefully it will grow. And thrive. Until the next time it gets tangled up in fishing line. Well, hopefully not, but that's the reality. That's why we got to keep doing it. That's why we got to stay out there, getting that fishing line out, clean it up. Got that coral head buried, and now just kind of cleaning up some of the remnants that are laying around. And those little fish really like to come and eat all the stuff that's on the fishing line. They can eat that. We just don't want to have them eating the fishing line. Here's a sinker. Sometimes they're really hard to see. They're buried pretty good. There it is. Getting the lead out. We got to get the lead out. Get the lead out. Here's another crown of thorns. Gonna put that X in there. There he goes. For the fish and the shrimp to clean it up. Here's another one. Save that coral. It still has some color in it, so hopefully it'll be all right. And here's another one. And you know, there's so many of those things, you're not going to get rid of all of them. So you don't have to ever worry about that. Fish topography, nice coral, nice healthy coral. It's always good to see. And I'm off hunting. I'm off looking for some more stuff. Here's another crown. He's not going to be eating no more coral. Fishing line. It never ceases to amaze me of how much fishing line is just everywhere. But if no one cleans it up, then of course it's not going to go anywhere, right? So hey, what's going on? That's a cool shot. And here we go. Remember I talked to you a little bit earlier about the fishing line that we were going to be wrapping up the line and following the line? Well, that's exactly what we're doing here. These lines probably went, I would say, anywhere to 500 to 1,000 feet. And so there was one point where I told Regina, I cut the line and I said, just stay here, I'll follow this line and then I'll come back and find you, and I did that. Here she's following me and it just seemed like it was never going to end. You're going to notice while I'm doing this, as I'm going down and it's wrapped around the coral and then I have to untangle it and then keep winding it and winding it. It was like the never-ending wind or the never-ending reel. It was pretty unbelievable. I did not know when it was going to end. So you might think it's long to watch it. Well, just imagine doing it when you don't even know how far that's actually going to be. And it just keeps going and going and going. And you might wonder, well, how do they get how do they get it out there that far? A lot of times they do it with kite fishing. Like they'll take a bag and they'll let the wind carry it out and it goes really far out. They have done it with drones before and then they go drop it out, but drone fishing is illegal here. So it's probably done with kites. That would be a pretty good guess. That's the only way to really get the line out that far. The other explanation would be that they got a fish on the line and it took it out and then broke it, but that's less likely than kite fishing. So, but I'm telling you, someone lost some money there because fishing line's not cheap, and they probably lost 500 to 1,000 feet. So that's pretty incredible. And then the other one, this wasn't just one that I did, there was also another one, so it's pretty incredible. We should be getting the end of this one pretty soon. That's a lot of fishing line. No, wait, what? More? We're getting there. We're getting it. What's really bad is when you're winding it up and you start wrapping your hand up in it. You can see all that line floating around. And I will note this, that it's very easy to get tangled up in that fishing line. So if you ever do this, for number one, be careful with the coral. You don't want to break the coral. Number two, make sure that you don't get tangled up in the fishing line, because it's very easy to get tangled up, especially when you're dealing with as much fishing line as what we're dealing with there. You can get tangled up in it very easily, and if you do, it can be very dangerous. So it might not sound like a big deal, but trust me, when you start getting fishing line all wrapped around you, it can be a big deal real quick. So just be careful, and that's exactly what we're doing. So but we got that line. Off to the next one. Yes, sir. Beautiful fish, bunch of yellow tang. So cool. And so this is a really super cool swim through, and you're going to get 2 point of views on this, and that's Regina coming through that swim through. Just an epic spot. Here she comes. Beautiful. Her and the coral. So here's her view. This is what she filmed. She went through there, and just beautiful coral. And you're going to see a nudie branch coming up pretty soon. Very cool, pretty good size one right here. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, that's beautiful. Those things are really cool. Come on, you can do it. Get out of there. And she made it. Epic. Oh yeah. Someone asked me, do you ever dive for fun? I always dive for fun. Every time I'm in the water, I'm having fun. Especially when we're getting rid of crown of thorns that kill these guys. There's been one around there somewhere. And here we go again, more fishing line. Diving's fun, and it's also rewarding. When I know that I got that much fishing line out of the water, it makes my day. Makes me very happy. That's why we do what we do. Now, it would be nice if I got in the water, never saw any fishing line. That would be great. I would not be disappointed. But the sad reality is, it's there, and so we just got to get it out. And you know, people are going to fish, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with fishing. But when they lose their lines, they can't go find them. They're not going to go find them. We shouldn't expect them to go find them. They're not divers, but that's why we go find them. So there you go. This spot right here is not very far off the beach. It's probably 50 yards off the beach. So we're probably in 15, 20 feet of water right there. Wind and wind and wind and wind and wind and the never-ending wind. Good thing Regina is there to record, to be my good camera girl, because if I had to wind and film, that just wouldn't be possible. So need to get one of those GoPros that attach to my mask, right? I guess that would work, but I prefer the way we do it. Here we go, we found the end. Get the wad of fishing line from around the coral. Get it out. Good to go. And this is the most awesome thing. One of our good friends lost their dive weight, and so we went and found it. Look at that. Went out and got it for her, and there you go. We were so excited when we found it, didn't know if we would be able to find it, but there it is. That's what we do. Aloha. I hope you guys have an awesome week. God bless.